Okay, so the first piece of information that you're going to need to set up your email, to scan email on your printer is let's go ahead to Google and open up a Google window here and let's pull up the Google SMTP server settings. Okay, so when you search this up, you'll pull up this thing on Google here, and these are just a copy of all the settings, and you'll see me enter them over here in a second. But we're just going to pull that up and get ready. The second thing that we're going to need is we're going to need to create an app password to let the printer connect to Google. So the most efficient way to do that is if you just search for Google app password in here, and you'll see that this one right here, it's you can click this link, or alternatively, if you wanted to just type it in, it is myaccount.google.com/app password. Okay, and then when you go into that, you will bring up this, and it'll ask you, this email that you're logging into here is the one that the printer is going to use to send the emails. And as long as it's a functioning email address in your company, it's going to be fine because you'll be able to send it to anybody you want. So let's go ahead and log into this here. Okay, and this will bring you to this screen here, and you can see that I've already set up some stuff here testing out. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to make a new password using this right here. We're going to select app, and we're just going to go to other with a custom name. Okay, and we're just going to put this in as printer, or name it whatever you see fit and generate it. So it will pop up this window, and this is the only time that you're going to get to see this password. If you lose this, you will have to remake this password using these steps. So let's go ahead and write down the 16 digits here, and they're spaced out to make them easy to read, but there's not actually any spaces when you go into the printer to put this in. Okay, so now that we have those passwords, we're going to come over here and we will go to the IP address that we had found earlier on the printing out the settings page, and that will bring up to this web scope here. And let's go in. We're going to log in as the administrator and log in. And you should know what your administrator password is. We'll log into that. Okay, and that brings up this page right here, and you can see at the top here that we were logged in as the administrator. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over to the network page, and there's a couple of things here that we need to set up and double check that it's working. The first one is that we are going to go into these TCP/IP settings and click on the DNS setting, okay? And we'll just want to double check this, that these are set up. This is our domain and this, so this should be set up to your default gateways and stuff. And as long as that is set up like that, that should be good. If we wanted to, we could go in and we'll add 8.8.8.8 onto the second line of this and apply. Okay, and that should get that going there just in case we needed that. So we'll click on the email settings, and the first one here is going to do the email TX, and that is transmission. Okay, so we're going to make sure that these are set to enable the email, scan email, email notification, and the total count. We will not use automatic acquisition for this, and for the SMTP server address, we're going to set it to smtp.gmail.com, and that is over here. You can see it on this right here, and this is where we got this information from if you ever need it again. The port number and the port TLS, we'll set this on this section here. You have enable, disable, or start TLS. We'll just leave that as enabled. We'll set this port number to 465 and the second port to 465 also. Okay. So for the device email address, we will put this to be whatever Gmail account you are using on this one. So whatever this account is, we will put that over here for your email address. These we can leave at no limit, and binary division needs to be off, and those are fine right like that. We will disable pop over that, so that is off, and that is fine. So SMTP authentication here needs to be enabled, and we'll make sure that all of these are enabled. Gmail account that you have used to set up this app password. We'll click the change password box here, and we will type in that 16 letters that we got as the app password in here with no spaces, no calculation, just 16. Okay? And finally, for the domain name, we'll set it to gmail.com and we'll hit apply. And when that goes through and applies, that will set your email server to the Gmail server. And theoretically, if everything is going correctly, you should be able to scan to email at that point. For ease, I will show you right here at the end to set up the address book. This is where you can edit and change all of the email addresses and stuff that you're putting in here. So you can either edit or delete if you have ones in here. To hit new registration, it shows up like this, and you just select an email registration. And then you can leave the number as 0 and it'll automatically fill it in because that's less important. The name will be name, okay? This index is where it would show up alphabetically. So we could put it as, if you go to the MNO selection on the address book, it will show up name on there. The main will show up just on that main page without having to go into the address book. So for most people, they want this email they scan to put on as main, so they click that in there. This here, you can just select for whatever your email address is, and from there, you're set. You just hit apply, and that will put it on the machine, and you're all set.